Welcome to my humble abode.
Are you kidding me? This place is even more depressing inside than out.
By all means, say what you like. Don't worry at all about sparing my feelings.
Hey, look. I'm only here because you insisted. No, that's not exactly right. You practically dragged me. So, no, I don't feel under any obligation to be on my best behavior. And you bet I'll tell you what I think. Starting with, I can't believe you live in this gloomy mausoleum. You stole it, right? Found out it was unoccupied, thought it'd be a good place to take a rest and hide your coffin for a while. Because vampirism is the only reason I can think of why anyone would want to live here.
So you're saying you're not impressed? Dear, so long I forget how off-putting Wyndemere can be sometimes.
Yeah, see, Wyndemere, the house has a name. Who does that?
The original builders, they were a railroad family. When my uncle purchased this place, he decided to keep the name.
We're getting off track. What I'd really like to know is, why am I here?
Rebecca, this is Alfred, my butler. Alfred, this is the woman I mentioned to you earlier, Rebecca Shaw.
My pleasure, Miss Shaw.
Please, call me Rebecca.
As you wish. Would you like me to pause, sir?
No, that won't be necessary. I'll take it from here, thank you.
Very well.
No interruptions, please, unless it's Switzerland.
Understood, sir.
Thank you.
That was completely surreal. Thought butlers only existed in black and white movies.
Welcome to my world.
Yeah. Why am I in it?
Look, I know you think I'm completely out of my mind for dragging you here. And rightfully so. I just feel like if I can explain to you who Emily was, you might be able to understand where I'm coming from. Emily was a teenager when I first met her. Barely a teenager. She was best friends with Elizabeth, who was in a relationship with my brother Lucky. Well, the four of us, we kind of got off to a rocky start, but eventually we bonded and ended up hanging out together. Complete with traditions and customs and all that stuff, mostly centered around food for some reason.
Oh, aren't they all?
Yeah, I guess so. Emily, she had a crush on me. But she was just way too young, and I felt she was more of a kid sister to me than anything else. Anyway, she went off to college, and we lost touch. And then one day, she just came back, and all of a sudden, she wasn't a kid anymore. She grew into this beautiful woman that I'd never met before. Unfortunately, she was already in love with someone else, some guy named Xander. Anyway, one day she came to me and said that she had been diagnosed with breast cancer, the same disease that killed her mother. And she didn't want this guy Xander to go through the hell of watching her die. So she asked me to help her push him away. See? It was a generous, loving gesture on my part, I thought, but it had one major flaw. I didn't have to pretend, because I was in love with her all along. You want to run screaming for the door yet?
No. Finish.
Okay. Well, the chemo, it was just absolutely terrible for Emily. It was almost worse than the cancer. It almost killed her. I remember I couldn't be in the hospital room with her, so I went into the room next door. I just sat up against the wall. And she told me that she could feel me holding on to her. She said that I brought her back. I'm sure none of this helps your opinion of me as a complete weirdo, does it?
No, it's beautiful. It sounds like you and Emily had a very powerful connection.
Yeah. Yes. Thank you for acknowledging that. Well, eventually she recovered, and after some relationship complications, I asked her to marry me. She said yes. But then, of course, I got into a terrible accident and lost my memory for a while. And that's when our lives became intertwined with a couple that would put us through hell and nearly tear us apart. The black and white ball was supposed to be a celebration of our engagement. Instead, it ended up being the night Emily was murdered by some madman. Here. That's her. That's Emily.
Thank you for sharing your story. It makes me understand the magnitude of your loss, and now that I've seen Emily's picture, I can see why you wanted to tell me about her. The resemblance is striking, not superficial, I get that, but I'm not her, I didn't know her, and I can't help you through your grief.
No, that's not what I wanted.
I'm
That's not what I
sorry,
wanted.
I can't help
Wait,
you.
that's not... Please.